abandoning your friend in the middle of her extremely abusive relationship is the worst thing you could possibly do.
Yo, what do you think about a friend that abandons another friend that is in an abusive relationship with a man? What do you think about that friend that abandons the friend? Do you think she's a terrible friend? She shouldn't have abandoned her friend no matter what. What do you think about it? Because this particular creator is saying that she's saying her opinion. She's saying that she feels like any friend that abandons a friend, and you know quite all right that your friend is in an abusive relationship, you're a terrible friend because anything could have made them be stuck, probably trauma bond, or it might well be difficult for them to leave that relationship. But you know quite all right, and you still abandon that friend, you're a terrible friend. Let me show you all the video.
I am aware that this is an extremely hot take, but I fully believe that if you abandon or desert your friend when she is in the midst of a relationship purely because you are tired of doing the emotional labor of trying to get her to leave, you're selfish. You're very individualistic. You have been caught by the Eurocentric trap of individualism. I understand that it is tiring to continue to pour into a friend who is not actively trying to change their circumstances, or at least that's what it looks like to you on the outside. But abandoning your friend in the middle of her extremely abusive relationship is the worst thing you could possibly do, and it plays directly into the plan of her abuser. Her abuser wants to isolate her. Her abuser wants to make sure that she doesn't have anybody that she can run to or confide in, or anybody that she can go to if she ever does get brave enough to leave him. And what it tells me for somebody to be able to abandon a friend when they are in an abusive relationship because she doesn't want to leave is that they don't understand what an abusive relationship does to you. They don't understand how addictive a trauma bond can be, or they don't understand how dangerous it can be for a victim to try to leave. Statistically, the time when a woman tries to leave her abuser, if he's physically abusive, it is statistically the most dangerous time for her is when she tries to leave him. And I think I read a stat once that said something like, on average, a woman attempts to leave an abusive relationship like 7 or 8 times before she actually leaves for good. And that is just something that I don't think enough people understand. And if it's an emotionally abusive relationship, what people don't understand is how stuck a trauma bond has you. Trauma bonds have you addicted to your abuser, and the sort of intermittent affection mixed in with horrible treatment, that cycle of trauma, then affection, then trauma, then affection, harm, soothe, that is like getting out of that. The withdrawals from that are literally equivalent to quitting a drug. Like, research has shown this. And so to abandon a friend in her time of need like that is literally playing into the abuser and what he wants. Like, you're helping her be abused. And it is the highest form of victim blame to say, okay, well, she doesn't want to leave. She's not doing anything to leave. I can promise you she wishes that she could leave, but she can't. Either she physically can't because it's not safe, or she emotionally can't because her body goes through actual withdrawal symptoms when she does leave him.
So, you guys, what do you think about a friend that abandons another friend that is in an abusive relationship? Abandons her. When they say abandon a friend, is because probably you've been in that friendship with them and you've been advising that you've been there for them times without number, but then probably you just got tired and you're like, you know what, do you, if you don't want to leave this abusive man, if you don't want to leave this relationship, if you don't want me to help you, there's nothing I can do about it, and you're exhausted and you just decide to leave. Do you think that friend is a terrible friend? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section while we watch these reaction videos together, and I'll see you at the end of the videos.
I am aware that this is an extremely hot take, but I fully believe that if you abandon or desert your friend when she is in the midst of an abusive relationship purely because you are tired of doing the emotional labor of trying to get her to leave, you're selfish. you're very individualistic. You have been caught by the Eurocentric trap of individualism. I understand that it is tiring to continue to pour into a friend who is not actively trying to change their circumstances, or at least that's what it looks like to you on the outside. But abandoning your friend in the middle of her extremely abusive relationship is the worst thing you could possibly do.
There's nothing hyper individualistic or Eurocentric about protecting your mental health and preserving your physical safety. There is something Eurocentric and hyper individualistic about wanting your community, your village, to put their lives on hold, to not think of themselves, their other friends, their family members, their children, their work, and instead pour copious amounts of mental and physical energy into you, into one person, centralizing you, making you the focal point in their lives for the duration of your situation. When it comes to dealing with people who have experienced extreme trauma and have been in exploitative, abusive situations, it's important to keep in mind that those circumstances did not magically inoculate them from being an abusive or toxic person themselves. It is top-tier self-absorption to see and understand and acknowledge that you are in an abusive situation, that your mental health is shattered, that your physical well-being is endangered at all times, and call someone a bad friend and an abandoner for choosing to protect their mental health and preserve their life and their safety. Proof of a good friend, someone who is kind, honest, trustworthy, dependable, is not in the form of self-sacrifice. Expecting someone to martyr themselves in order to prove how much they care about you is top-tier narcissism. This is cartoon villain levels of manipulation. How dare you not consistently run into burning buildings to save me? You're a bad friend. At this point, I'm realizing that a lot of women use the term good friend in the same way that a lot of men use the term good woman. You're not looking for someone who can give you companionship, partnership, community, a village. You are looking to extract emotional and physical labor. You don't want friends, you want fans and bodyguards. Get over yourself and good luck getting out of your situation.
But I fully believe that if you abandon or desert your friend when she is in the midst of an abusive relationship, purely because you are tired of doing the emotional labor of trying to get her to leave, you're selfish.
So this is only for women, actually. This whole video that she's making is women she's talking to, you understand, like women friendships. She's not talking to the guys because she knows that the guys would hardly ever do the emotional labor. So but you know what scared me the most? When I came online one day and somebody was talking about how a friend died trying to get her out of the situation she was in. You know, and this is why I say that even if you want to help somebody, is it not yesterday or the first day I make the video that don't be scared to refer them to professionals, people who are pro at handling situations like this, and ensure that they never repeat your name in front of this guy, because that's what when they are doing their pillow talk, they will mention it. They will be looking for things to fill up the space, fill up the silence, and they will talk and they will say you are the one telling them to do this, you are the one, you know, that they can confide in, it is your house that they can always feel at home and all those things, or is your house that they always run to when there is a breakup. You need to tread lightly because you as well can be a victim of that abuse. And it's so selfish as a person to expect other women to do this emotional labor for you. Women who would have told you from the get-go to not take part in this relationship. Women who's, you know, they would have pulled out the red flags for you to tell you that you should walk away or do something different. Like, I think some people are just incredibly selfish. I think she made that video not being aware of the life-threatening danger of you continuing to do that emotional labor For somebody like me who came from, this sort of, my home was okay, but my sister's, relationship wasn't so good because of, the things she went through in a relationship, and had to do some emotional labor. And it messed with me real good. It messed with me. I've had other situations where they almost pushed me down the stairs because I was trying to be a good friend. See, please, if you want to do it, shall do it. If you feel like you need to prove your friendship that much, whereby you live your life or you put your life on the line, you jump in front of whatever it is up to you. It is you that you are choosing to prove your love like that. You can always prove it from afar. You can always involve professionals, anonymously tip them.
So, this young lady made a video, and in her video, she stated that if you abandon a friend who is being abused by her partner, you are selfish and you are a bad friend, and basically, you have no right to do that. I want to talk about this. She says that if you abandon this friend, you are basically victim blaming, and you have no right to say that you no longer want to do the emotional labor of taking care of this woman who chooses to be in this relationship. So some of you know this and some of you do not, but I used to work with DV victims for a couple of years. I used to work in family law, domestic violence, court, all of that. And what y'all don't know is that a lot of these women are just as wicked as the men that they are with. These women are with these men because on some level, they are a match. I have had clients who outright said, yes, I know this man is on and kids, but I don't care. That's the price I have to pay to have a man in my life. I've had clients who moved into a domestic safe house where no one is supposed to know the location, call their abuser and tell him where the safe house is because she misses him and she wants to see him. I've met clients who set their friends and family up to be harmed by their abusers in order to keep their relationship intact. A lot of the clients would even invite their abusers to the office to come see who we are, putting us in danger. I need y'all to understand that the only person that these women care about is that man. And when you try to help them and speak life into them, they will throw you under the bus and put you in harm's way to preserve their relationship with that man every single time. You are not wrong for freeing yourself from that relationship. You are not wrong for no longer wanting to perform the emotional labor for that friend in that relationship. You are not wrong for removing yourself from that situation. Because guess what? When that man comes knocking on your door to hurt you, she will stand in the background and watch it happen. And when he ends your life, she will be at your funeral and she'll probably bring that man with her. And her life will go on as if you never existed. Do not put yourself in a position to get hurt behind a woman who does not care about herself. Tell her to call 911, and that is it. A lot of those women are sick, they're narcissistic, they are unwell, and they are black holes. And you will get hurt behind trying to save them. The only person that you can save is yourself.
It is exhausting if you have a friend that is in an abusive relationship. It is exhausting for you. It is scary. It is even risky. You're risking your life. Why is it exhausting? Because most of the time, this friend, you must have seen the relationship from afar. In fact, most of the time, they don't even tell you that they are getting into that relationship. They won't tell you because they know that you will not accept. So eventually, they will tell you, "Oh, I'm in a relationship with this person," and when you meet the person, you already see it. You already see it, and you're like, "No, it's not gonna work." Oh, they will start hiding things from you. When they start having serious issues in that relationship, they will keep it away from you. In fact, when they think they cannot take it anymore, they'll start telling you all the things. And you start trying to help them, trying to see how you can get them out of there, try to see what they can do and all of that. They don't listen. It's when they're having issues, they come to you, and the issue is too much, and you try to advise them, the moment, the tiny little moment, when you're in a abusive relationship with a man, it is not, it is sometimes they're okay, most of the times it's terrible. So when that little tiny moments that they have peace with that man, they forget all the things that you tell them. In fact, they start downloading everything that you told them to the man. And that where it gets to being risky for you as the friend, because now the man hates you. The man will want to hurt you as well, right? And if you're physically there when he's physically abusing your friend and you try to defend, I've seen stories of women coming to say, "Oh, my friend got unalive. This person got unalive because she was trying to be there to fight for her friend while her husband was beating her." They got unalive in the process. So imagine you being there with a friend all the time, trying to, stand in front of the man when he's trying to abuse her. And you can even be abused anyway. It must not be physical abuse, it must be even be emotional abuse, any type of abuse, right? So if you're there physically when he's physically abusing your friend, you can get hurt in that way. You can get hurt in that way. And most of the time, it is tiring when you keep telling somebody every time. Some of the time, this friend can stay with you for years, advising you, telling you what to do, and but then you don't listen. And what do you want them to do? The thing is that it's tiring. In as much as they are your friend, you also need to think about them because it is exhausting to their mental health. That's what people, these friends are in abusive relationship. They don't know that it can be very exhausting. In as much as you want them to be there for you all the time, it is exhausting for them to be there for you all the time for them. But they're putting whatever they feel aside just for you to feel better at that point because they feel like you need that support more. But now, if they are so exhausted and they cannot take it anymore, it is fine for them to leave you. It is fine for them to leave you because most of the time, if that your friend has not left you, you're in an abusive relationship, and that your friend has not left you, it will not click to you that you really need to leave that marriage or that relationship. Most of the time, most women end up leaving when there's nobody else to pamper them anymore. They end up leaving and running away the relationship. So it's not, to me, it's not wickedness. To me, it's not being selfish as a friend if you abandon them in a relationship. Because a friend that abandons you in an abusive relationship is a friend that is tired. It is not just a random friend that just like, oh, you're in an abusive relationship. Oh, yeah, yeah, oh no. No. It's a friend that has tried several times. She has put in all her sweat, her blood for you to leave or for you to be sane in that place. But then you are not accepting it. You cannot keep, doing all of that for no results. It is tiring. So I really don't see if that friend is a terrible friend. In my own opinion, I don't see because, and again, it's very risky. You see that risky part is very important because they can get unalived by that same partner. They can get unalived by that same partner. So is it worth risking your life for? I saw a video of a lady, she posted on TikTok a voice note that she sent to her friend, right? So I feel like the friend went back to her ex. So she recorded a voice note that she was really angry at her friend. She was like, I'm no longer going to be your therapist anymore. Why did you have to go back to him? So why are you telling me? Well, if they finally had this a tiny little issue and she was asking for advice. And she was like, no, don't talk to me about the man anymore. Don't do this. She was really, really angry in the voice and that she was trying to clear her, like, I'm not your therapist. I'm not going to be your unpaid therapist anymore. Knowing well that you still do the things that you want to do in your head. That is how it feels. This is the type of friend that has been there for her all the while. And she knows how she was going to feel when that guy hurts her, or she has experienced how she feels. She knows her pain, and she's trying. You cannot be with this person. But then her friend is going behind her back to go and still date the guy that she has warned her not to be with. She said in the voice note that she was so exhausted. She was like, she's exhausted. She's not going to be, don't talk to me about him anymore. Do not talk to me about him anymore. It's not because the friend hates you. It's because you do not, she's even setting boundaries. That's just it. And you do not even care about yourself to start with. Because most of the time, this is how it is. They tell you, they show you these things, but you feel like, And the thing is that most of them don't even tell you when things are still soft. They tell you when things are very difficult for you to even leave. And there's nothing you can do. I agree with one of the creators saying that normalize reporting to a professional, like transfer them to a professional if you're not a professional yourself. Transfer them so that you're not going to put yourself in danger. Always refer them to, oh, you have to seek this person, you have to seek a profession. Because at the end of the day, you'll be exhausted. You guys, you're going to be so exhausted. Like, at a point, you just be like, you know what? Do you stay in that relationship for all I care? Like, it's exhausting. And if you are in a abusive relationship and you feel like your friends abandon you, think about all the things that they've done, why they have not abandoned you. Think about the effort that they've put, to make you sane in that place. You guys, what's your take on this video? Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section, respectfully. As always, Sugar Mara David, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next one, guys.